my name is Adele, and I have been a directress in the Junior Daughters of the King in the Diocese of Texas for over 10 years now. I love Junior Daughters. I love Junior Daughter directresses. And one of the most common things I'm asked is, what is in your JDOK bag? So I thought I'd take a quick minute to show you what is in my Junior Daughter bag. Well, I usually always start with a canvas bag, and I have a few things that I always keep in that. I always have a prayer journal. Sometimes I let the kids write in mine. This is one we created a couple years ago, and I keep writing in it. And the fun thing with these little clips is I can keep adding in it. I also always have my journaling Bible. This is actually my daughter's, but I usually have mine plus a spare or two for a kid that comes and doesn't have one or forgot theirs. I also have paper for them to use. I always have my leader handbook. I generally have a couple copies of the JDOK handbook, so I can hand them out to the kids and they can share, because typically, even if they have them, they forget them. It's not unusual for me to have my Praying in Color book from Sybil Macbeth. We do a lot with Praying in Color, love it, and she has some great ideas in there, so I oftentimes have that in there. And I sometimes have, either our homemade JDOK prayer book or this prayer map. We got these earlier last year. They're kind of fun. They have a start, dear God, I'm thankful for, my worries, people I'm praying for. It just kind of guides you through prayer, and the girls have really enjoyed using these. So these are things you can always find in my my canvas tote that's beside me, but then I have lots and lots of goodies in here as well. So this is just a box bag that I picked up at a local craft store. Picked it up on sale, I don't know, maybe $15 I'd say, but you could use a box, anything. But within the box, what I really like, let's see if I can show you without it tipping over, is if you see, the box actually has dividers in it, which I really like for all these things that I have. So within those dividers, I also like to repurpose things. I use a lot of tin cans. So within the dividers, I have lots of Bible journaling and craft supplies. Fine tip Crayola markers. I do like the Crayola brand. They seem to be a little more vibrant colors. They don't dry out as quickly. Always have a tin can of scissors. Another tin can. Oh, things are getting a little jumbly here. A tin can with Sharpies, a couple different, you see that's a thinner tip and a wider tip. I do have several different styles of Bible highlighters. I think I picked these up on Amazon. These are really popular with the kiddos. They look like crayons, they're a little bit waxy, but when we do Lectio Divina, they might use this to highlight a word that stands out with them, and it doesn't hurt the Bible. It's really nice. This is another style that, again, I got on Amazon, Bible High Glider. It opens up. Well, of course it's not going to open for me. It opens up and it twirls, and the girls kind of like this. This tin can also has, pencils, pens. I do like the Papermate. They're about $12 for $1. They tend to not bleed terribly through the Bible journaling. That's handy. I have a jelly roll. This kind of makes white or silvery writing. The girls like that. As you can see, I also have lots of colored pencils, and some of them are actually watercolor pencils, so that can be fun. Add a little water. When we're using Bible journals, I kind of let the girls go crazy, because by doing art in their Bible, I really see them investing in God's word and getting into it. So if the Bible gets a little water on it to be creative and to listen to God, I'm personally okay with that. More colored pencils. We use a lot of colored pencils and pens, lots of different colors, because depending on how many girls, I might want to split it out. And then we get into, of course, the traditional, we always need glue stick, paper hole punch, stickers, just little things that I've collected over the years. I do like to keep on hand just little hand wipes. We can use those for Bible journaling with gelatos. We can also use them just to clean their hands. If we're in a Sunday school room and their hands get messy, they're there. Then I always keep a few games or prayer tools. One of the favorite easy games, and this is in the Metamorphosis curriculum. You can print up and make yourself your own copy. Would you rather? Would you rather know what type of fruit Adam or Eve ate, or know what Jesus wrote in the sand when people wanted to stone the woman? Would you rather marry Boaz or King Xerxes? Would you rather see Jesus feed 5,000 or see him raise Lazarus? Just a silly little game. We've played it many, many times. It's always funny to hear what the girls choose and why. It can get some good giggles and some good thoughts about some of the stories. I also always keep some M&Ms or Skittles. Sometimes when I have a reluctant group to talk, I'll just simply I'll take a dot with one of my markers and assign a color to a question, and then they get to randomly pick out an M&M to eat, and if it's an orange M&M, they answer the orange question. If it's a blue M&M, they answer the blue question. Just simple, easy, make it fun. We really enjoy making small sacrifices. And so, for example, if I like to encourage the girls, if they're going out to dinner with their family, everybody orders a soda. What if they didn't get a soda? What if they just had plain water and asked their parents for the money that they would have spent on soda to put in their small sacrifice jar? And over the course of the year, they add it up, and each month we have a little tablet where they keep track of, okay, we've gotten up to $3 now, we've gotten up to $20 now, just adding it up. And then I especially enjoy Heifer International. They do such a good job of sharing God's light and love, putting food and resources in the hands of children. And so I have little cards from them, which if you ask, they'll send them to you. Like if for $20-some, you can get a couple chickens that go to children, and they talk about the chickens, how the chickens help, and they share a story of a kid who's received chickens and how that helps and changes their life. So I keep those in there, and sometimes the kids like to take those home with them and tape them on their mirror and pray about all kids having access to clean water and food. That's kind of a neat prayer thing. One of our most favorite prayer things that I always keep in my JDOK bag are button prayers. And I always keep a bunch of buttons. So you can see I picked these up again at a craft store, lots of different colors and shapes. And based on the color and shape they have and how many holes are on it, they say different prayers. So they might find someone who has a button different to you. So everybody in the group has a button. Find somebody, if you've got a blue button, you find somebody with a green button. Different shape, different size, different color, and thank God for making everyone a little different. Thank God for making us different gifts, have different gifts, and pray for the person that you found who had the different button for you. Super fun. You can change and adapt them. We have these in the Metamorphosis program. You can also just print it up and start using it. So that's a fun one. I also always carry a set or two of sharing faith cards. Now, these were created especially for JDOK to get them to talk about their faith. They ask little questions like, Jesus tells us to love one another. Tell about a time you saw someone have a servant's heart. What do you think is the coolest animal that God made? Why? What does that animal teach you about God? Is there anyone you struggle to love? How could you show that person God's love? So these times, if we have a little extra time, I might pull these out and let the kids choose a card and talk about it. And I always do allow them, if they're not comfortable with that question, just pick a different one. There's usually a question that they'll feel comfortable with. And it's a great way to help them get started feeling comfortable, sharing their faith, talking to others. I always have a couple sets of the acts of prayer beads, and those are highlighted in the chrysalis years. You use them to pray adoration, confession, thanksgiving, supplication for others, and self. I also usually have a few sets of the Anglican prayer beads, which are in our junior daughter Heron book. It tells you how to make them, how to pray them. And I might plan on using those. I might use those if I have extra time. For our group, we use those traditionally each Monday, Thursday. We have a prayer vigil, and we'll use both of those. What else do I have here? Let's see. Oh, prayer starters. These are in one of the chrysalis programs where you can just print them out. But I printed them the year that I taught this, but I keep them in. Jesus, please give me courage as I share your love as I. Just little sentences to get them started thinking about something to pray to God about. And sometimes I'll pass these around and they'll say it out loud and pray it out loud. And sometimes I'll open up this. It's just on a little ring thing, and I'll pass out a couple and give them one, and they might pray it in their prayer journal. So that can be really positive. On my side pockets, I have some fun little things. Here I have some little note cards for encouragement that I can give to the kids. Little inspirational Bible verses and things. On this side over here, I have different kinds of washi tape. Use those for all different things. This one looks like plants. This one has little polka dots. Just add a little fun. Over on this side, you can see I have some funny little things. I have some bubble wrap paper to do bubble prayers. So you just say your prayer and then you snap and give it to God. Silly, but kind of a fun way to pray. I have plastic bags that we use for Bible journaling. You'll find instructions for that in the junior daughter's handbook, but I always keep those there. And then in here, I have, again, this is just in case, never know when you need a couple extra things. I have some Bible verses that can be colored in. Don't let anyone think less of you because you're young. Be an example to others. Faith can move mountains. And so sometimes if we have prayer time or we want to take like 15 minutes and practice meditating and being quiet and sitting with God, I have these on hand along with the colored pencils that they can use to do that. And somewhere in here, I can't find my gelatos. I do have gelatos, which are a lot like lipstick. Where did I? Well, I'll have to look those up. It seems to have migrated out of my bag. But gelatos can be a lot of fun to use in Bible journaling. They're kind of a water-based paint that comes in a lipstick type tube. You can pick them up at any craft store. Can put them in your Bible, use a wet wipe, smear it around, and you can still read the Bible and you can still read the words that you wrote. So that is what you can find in my JDOK bag. I hope that helps. And let us know what you're putting in your bag. What other fun goodies are you using to help inspire and encourage junior daughters to pray, serve, and love God's people? Have a great day. Thank you for your time.